Morning, friends. Welcome back. Okay, let us try to, say some more basic things about cloud before we can join at 7 a.m. on Monday. Okay. So we know this very well, like what is cloud computing? It is the on-demand delivery of IT resources. We have seen all these things, so no need to repeat each and everything again and again. Let us go there and see some cloud computing service models. Okay, so what exactly are these service models? Service models means in a way how they are providing these services to us, how they are providing cloud services to us. See, if you go with your traditional way of uh, running an application, a traditional way of, running the data center in a way, what we have, these are the things we have in data center. Like, we'll start working from the networking part up to the application part. In our on-premise network, in our on-premise data center, we have to manage each and everything by ourselves, starting from networking, then storage, servers, virtualization, everything we have to do till application. Okay, wait a second. Did we saw this yesterday? What was the topic we have seen yesterday? Anyone, please? I think we saw virtualization yesterday, right? Can you please help me out?
Yeah, we completed virtualization yesterday.
Virtualization. We have not seen this service models and deployment models, right?
No.
Okay, thank you. So, like I said, we need to begin from the networking part, and then we need to go up till the application part. So we have like different teams working in our company. Some are working on storage, some are working on servers and virtualization, some are working on networking. Networking means making connections of routers, switches, and all those things. Okay, so this was a very hectic task in a way. Okay, but when the concept of cloud came, this particular roles or this particular work is divided. How it is divided? Like this. Cloud is offered in different ways actually. One of the service is infrastructure as a service. You know what happens in this infrastructure as a service? In this infrastructure as a service, whatever you see in blue color, it is the responsibility of cloud provider, and whatever you see in the green color, it is the responsibility of the cloud administrator. If I'm working in a company as a cloud administrator, my responsibility will begin from selecting the operating system. But what cloud provider will do, they will say, listen, we will take care of these things. We will take care of networking part. We'll take care of storage part. We will decide the physical servers, and we will do the virtualization on these physical servers. Virtualization, remember, they are using Citrix virtualization, right? So these things will be done by the cloud provider. In our case, it is Amazon cloud provider, Amazon Web Services. Now, what we have to do as a cloud administrator of that company, we should select our operating system and we should go up to the application part. Operating system, then we need to install some middleware softwares. Okay, then runtime is actually the time calculated by your applications. Okay, data is your data until the application. So these are the things we should take care in this infrastructure as a service, and in most of the cases the companies will go with this infrastructure as a service model. Okay, some responsibility will be shared by the cloud provider, and as a uh, cloud administrator we have to take some responsibility. So this is your shared responsibility, and this is the best model we have, actually one of the best model in a way, infrastructure as a service. Okay, so we are not worried about all the other things. Actually, if you're not worried about virtualization, networking, and up to virtualization, you're not worried about the physical data center. You're not, taking care of the physical data center. One of the biggest advantage we have in cloud is, for our company or for any XYZ company, uh, not managing or not, maintaining the on-premise physical data center is a very big thing. I repeat, not managing and not maintaining the physical data center is indeed a very big thing. Okay, because they can save a lot of time, they are saving a lot of money. Okay, they are saving, uh, troubleshooting issues and all the other things. So this is infrastructure as a service. Now, there is something called platform as a service. This is one way of, cloud. This is one way of taking cloud services. So platform as a service, what happens here, say, in platform as a service, the cloud provider will say, listen, we will provide you everything. We will even provide you with the operating system. You just run your application and take care of your data. Suppose, there are some developers, programmers, they don't have any knowledge of operating system or anything, right? They just need a platform to run their application, to test their coding or to test their applications. So what these people will do, they will simply go with this platform as a service. See, there are certain services available in AWS also. It is called Elastic Beanstalk, or we call it as Lambda services. Microsoft Azure is actually quite famous for this. Microsoft Azure is the cloud provider which is quite famous for the platform as a service. There, they are providing everything to you. Okay, they are providing everything. They just everything in the sense, they are providing networking part as well as the operating system part. So when I say networking part, storage, server, virtualization will come in the networking part. And when I say operating system, all the other middleware applications are coming under this operating system part. So what I have to do as an end user, or what I have to do as a customer, I just need to run the application and I need to maintain my data. This is what I have to do. So my work has been more reduced here. So this is your platform as a service model. Now, third one is actually software as a service. You know what happens in software as a service? Everything will be taken care by the cloud provider. We just need to provide our details and cloud provider will maintain all our application. Starting from networking. See, anyhow, in any service model, networking, storage, server, and virtualization will be taken care by cloud provider only. But if you go to software as a service, they will even take care of our application also. For example, if you have to host a web server for your company, what you should do? You should know what should be there in the web server. You don't know how to create a web server, you don't know how to maintain a web server, or in a way you're not maintaining the web server, or you're not creating the web server by yourself. You'll just go to a cloud provider like software as a service cloud provider, and you will say, listen, this is my web server and this is what I need in my web server. So what those people will do, they will run the application for you. They will maintain the web server for you. So if they are maintaining the web server, whatever comes under web server, the operating system part, the storage part, the virtualization part, the networking part, everything will be maintained by them. So we just need to provide our details. They will run that application for us. So this is your software as a service. See, in software as a service, people like you and me are working actually. Software as a service, they need some administrators so that they can, provide services to small companies. Small companies cannot afford to have a proper administrator there, right? So there we go with the software as a service. So we are the people who are providing services, but now we are working directly for a cloud provider. We are not working for any XYZ company. We are directly working for a cloud provider. So this is your software as a service. So these are the three methods actually we have using which we can take these services from a cloud provider. See, in software as a service, the best example here is this GoToMeeting. I think as of now we are using Zoom meeting. GoToMeeting is also an app which is used for online meetings and the online classes and all those things, right? So what they do there, GoToMeeting is completely managed by the GoToMeeting company itself, right? We're not worried about this. What we do, we just create an account there, we log in and we just use the GoToMeeting app or the Zoom meeting app. Okay, so here the company, the cloud provider is managing everything. We just need to use this particular service here. So these are the three service models here. I repeat, if you're not going with cloud computing, everything is under your control. You should manage each and everything, starting from the networking part up to the application part. But if you go with the cloud services, then you can either go with IaaS, infrastructure as a service, where infrastructure will be managed by them, and we need to select the operating system up to the application. If you go with platform as a service, they will even manage our operating system. We just need to worry about the application and our data. And if you go with software as a service, we have nothing in our hand. We just need to, like, provide all the details, and they will manage each and everything for us.
So one quick question here.
Yes, Ajit.
Yeah. So where exactly the difference comes in a CRM and SAS software as a service? So if I mean, like if we have a Salesforce, right?
Mhm.
That is also pretty much the same thing, right? They provide you everything, and you just need to modify your that platform according to your need, and you are good to go. So
Yeah.
where exactly the difference comes in software as a service versus CRMs?
See, the difference here is that also comes actually in the software as a service only. Salesforce is a cloud provider. Salesforce is one of the cloud provider. They are also providing services as software as a service only. These are the services we have, and Salesforce is one of the company where there they provide you the services as software as a service.
Okay.
Got it?
All right.
Amazon also provides software as a service. They can take all your details. We can provide all the details to them, and they can provide the services to us. But like I said, there are certain cloud providers which became more famous, like platform as a service. Microsoft Azure is providing better platform as a service than any other cloud provider. Okay, coming to this infrastructure as a service, Amazon people are providing better infrastructure as a service compared to the other cloud provider. So in the same way, Salesforce may be providing better services in SaaS compared to any other cloud provider. Okay, so now let us go and see cloud computing deployment models. How we can deploy, means how we can access the services from them. There are three ways in which cloud computing deployment model works actually. One is called public, second is private, and third one is hybrid. Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Quite simple again. You know what happens in public cloud? In public cloud, see, we have many companies. I'm using company A, company B, company C, company D. So when I say company A, B, C, D, these are 4 different companies. So these companies can connect to the public cloud provider, and all these companies can use the resources which are there in the public cloud provider. It is something like public transport. What happens in public transport? Any person can go and use a public transport, right? Either a bus or a car or a plane or whatever. They just need to have the ticket. They just need to buy the ticket, and they can go there and they can use the public transport. Or I can say the Gmail. Gmail service is from Gmail is a email service from Google, right? And Gmail is a public mail service. You can create an account in Gmail. I can create an account in Gmail. So public cloud providers like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, IBM, all these are public cloud providers, and they are providing cloud services to any XYZ person. Anyone can connect there by using their credentials, and they can use the resources, and obviously they have to pay whatever resources they are using according to the package or according to their rules and regulations. So this is your public cloud provider, which is the most common cloud provider we have. So what happens in public cloud provider? We just need to connect to any of the cloud provider. Obviously, Amazon is quite famous. Okay, then it is Microsoft and Google. So we need to connect to them, and we need to use the services from them. Now, what services we are using? Are we using the platform as a service or infrastructure as a service, software as a service? That is a different case. Okay, so first we need to connect to them, and then we can use their services. So this is your public cloud provider. So we are learning public cloud provider only. We are learning how we can provide services to, how we can take services from a public cloud provider, actually not providing, how we can take services from a public cloud provider. Now coming to the private cloud provider. See, in private cloud, instead of using the company, I'm using branch A, branch B, branch C, and branch D. So when I say branch here, I'm talking about one company which has multiple branches. Obviously, see, when you go with different, when you go with MNCs, they have many branches, right? Okay, let us go with a bank. You know, in India, SBI is one of the most famous bank. You know how many branches these people have? They have totally approximately 25,000 branches across the globe. It's a very big network, my friend. 25,000 branches. Each branch, maybe they have like 20 people, 50 people, 100 people working. So just say the size of that particular SBI network. It's too big. So what these companies can do, like SBI or ICICI or any other XYZ company, big company, they can say like, okay, instead of we worried about the public cloud, or instead of we using the services from the public cloud, let us create our own cloud. So what exactly it means, creating your own cloud? Creating your own cloud means what these people can do is, let us say a city like Hyderabad. Hyderabad is like, one of the big city in India. So a city like Hyderabad has approximately 600 branches. 600 SBA branches. So in each branch, the infrastructure will be similar. They need servers, they need storage, they need routers, they need firewalls. So if servers, routers, storage, and firewall is there in branch A, servers, routers, storage, firewall will be there in branch B, C, D, and everything. And they need a dedicated team in each branch. Okay, they need to configure everything similar in each branch. So instead of keeping this similar network in each branch, that will cost them a lot of money actually. So what they can do, they can select a common place in a city like Hyderabad, and they can make a network there. They can make their own data center. That data center is actually a private data center that belongs only to the SBI people. And what they can do now, they can allow branch A, B, C, and whatever number of branches are there, they will allow all these branches to connect to this private cloud and run their applications, store their data, run their services. See? So now they have location, they have only one location, and they have one dedicated team, and they have one infrastructure. So the cost will reduce here. Cost will reduce like 80 to 85% cost will reduce. Instead of keeping the similar data center in each and every branch, they can manage one data center from one location, and all the other people can connect to that. All the other branches can connect to that particular data center. So only SBI banks are allowed to connect to this data center because this is their data center. They are creating this data center only for their private use. But suppose there is a company which has only 3 branches, and suppose in each branch approximately 150 people are working. So this is not a good idea for this company to go with a private cloud. Absolutely no. Because they have only 3 branches and every branch has approximately 150 computers. So if they are maintaining a private cloud, that is not so good actually. They can do this, but still, it's not a good idea. They can simply go with the public cloud. The private cloud is used by companies which are like considered as big companies or multinational companies. They have many branches, so they can afford to make their own cloud. Own cloud means they need to just maintain a data center, and they can allow the other companies, other branches actually to connect here. So when they go with private cloud, actually, the concept of virtualization plays a very big part. Remember virtualization? VMware, vSphere, ESXi, that is one hypervisor. Citrix is one hypervisor. Hyper-V is one hypervisor. Oracle and Linux is there, but it is not widely used actually. So majorly they go with VMware, vSphere, ESXi, and Microsoft Hyper-V or Citrix. So these SBI people, they can go with any one of this virtualization part, and they need to maintain, manage virtualization. They need to maintain, manage the physical infrastructure. They need to install the operating systems and up to the application level. So this is actually your private cloud. I can say around 5 to 8% companies, or maximum 10% companies are there across the globe who are maintaining their private clouds. These are like 2 big companies. But still, the disadvantages are there in private cloud. What are the disadvantages? Every now and then they need to upgrade the hardware. Like, every year or every 18 months, they need to upgrade the hardware. Hardware will not be same forever, right? They cannot use the same physical servers forever. So they have their own disadvantages. But you know what companies can say? Okay, we are very big companies. We can afford a private cloud. We can afford the, upgrading part or the maintaining part or the troubleshooting part. We can keep a very, good team, and they can manage each and everything. The other advantage they can take here is they can select, okay, everything will be under our control, starting from the hardware part, starting from the networking part, up to the application level part, everything will be under our control. So there are few companies which will go with this private cloud. Okay, they can feel like they can manage everything by themselves. Fine. So if this is SBI private cloud, they will not allow any XYZ company to connect. Obviously, that's not, allowed. So public cloud is completely for public use. Any person can connect, and private cloud is only for one company's use. You might have seen this actually. Let me take a very simple definition. Like say, if there is a user with the name Shiva, Shiva mail ID can be shiva@gmail.com. The same person can have a mail ID as Shiva @ let's say tcs.com. See, when Shiva is using Gmail services, that means using the public services. Gmail is a public email provider, which is, which can be used by any person, any company. But coming to this tcs.com, TCS is one of the company where this person Shiva is working. So TCS people have created a mail account for him. So he can use his mail account till the time he is working in this company. So this Gmail is actually your public and TCS is actually your private. So when we use this public, do we need to worry about the infrastructure of Gmail, or do I need to worry about where exactly it is available, or what operating system it is using there, how much storage it is using there? No, right? I don't need to worry about all these things. But when Shiva is working in a company like TCS, which is a private mail server, they are using a private mail server. So this TCS company people are responsible for their infrastructure, their operating system, their storage, their backup, for each and everything they are responsible. Got it? This is the difference between public and private. Now we have one more here called hybrid. Name says everything here, right? Hybrid means, in a company, let us say if there are 700 servers, I can do one thing. Out of these 700 servers, let us say I can run 500 servers in public cloud, and I can keep 200 servers within my company, within my private cloud. When I say a local data center, that is a private cloud. That's it. Local data center where you are having physical servers available within the company, that is a private cloud. Okay. So what I did here, 500 computers, 500 servers I'm running in the public cloud, 200 servers I'm running in the private cloud. So this combination is called hybrid. Obviously, they will communicate. Public and private cloud, we can make communication. All the things are possible. So this concept is known as hybrid cloud. Or it can be one more way, actually. It can be one more, like for example, let's say all the 700 services are running in your private cloud only, like, local data center. But, now you realize every now and then we need to upgrade our hardware. We need to maintain the infrastructure. So it is costing too much money. So what you have decided now, you have decided to move all your 700 applications to a public cloud, like say Amazon Web Services. So when you move these 700 servers, when you migrate these 700 servers from your private cloud to public cloud, you're not migrating within a day. Migration is actually very, I should not use the terminology difficult here, but you should be very careful. Whenever you migrate some data or migrate some application, always you should be very careful here. So when they do migration here, they are not migrating 700 servers within a day. Maybe it will take another 3 months, next 3 months for them to migrate all the servers. So suppose today they migrated one server here or one application in public cloud. So one is running in public. Now 699 applications are still running in private, right? So this combination is again a hybrid cloud. So within next 2 months or 3 months, when they migrate all the 700 servers or 700 applications, now nothing is there in the private cloud. So private cloud is completely gone. Now your 700 applications are running in the public cloud. So for this period, for this 2 months or 3 months period, you're using the hybrid cloud. Some you're running in your private network and some you're running in the public. That is one way. Or if you want to run some machines or some applications within the private cloud every time, you can run, and some you can move over the public cloud. So this is again the same thing, but it's a way of thinking, like, will we use everything over the public, or are we going to use some in private and some in public? So it depends on your scenario. You can do anything, but some, if some are running in private and some are running in public, then it is your hybrid cloud. Actually, most of the companies, they prefer this hybrid cloud. They still want to run some applications within their network. They still want to maintain some of their application within their network. Most of the companies are as of now working on this hybrid cloud method. Got it? So public, private, and hybrid. Actually, there is one more here called community cloud. Community cloud is not so widely used, but it is an option. What happens in community cloud is, let's say, what is the meaning of community? Community means like similar people or similar group of people or similar business in a way, right? Like, for example, if you talk about banks, what applications they use, what operating systems they use, every bank has a similar infrastructure. Every bank applications are similar, so they need similar operating systems. So to run similar operating system, they need similar hardware. So let us say small banks. Let us say there is bank A, bank B, and bank C. These three banks can come together and they can say, okay, listen, bank A can say, I need to run my application, so I need infrastructure. Bank B also needs infrastructure. Bank C also needs infrastructure. But if they are spending money separately, that means they are spending too much money. So what these people can do, they can say like, okay, we will make a shared cloud. We will make a shared data center. We all three banks will come together and we'll make a data center. And to this data center, we will run our application. Or in this data center, we will run our applications. So bank applications are not related with bank B, and bank B applications are not related with bank C. Obviously, security will be there, but still they are using the same physical data center. So this sort of, sharing of resources is known as community cloud. So multiple companies are coming together and they are, running their data centers. They are coming together and they are running their data center there, and they are sharing all the resources with each other. So in this way, the cost of the infrastructure will reduce for each and every company. Instead of company A or bank A is managing their separate private cloud, they can, club with some other company like bank B, bank C, and all those things, and they can combine and they can make their own data centers. This is your community cloud. Option is there, but normally people don't prefer this because every company is not having this exactly similar requirement, right? If bank A is running 100 applications, maybe in bank B there are 130 applications, maybe in bank C maybe there are only 40 applications. So option is there, but it is not widely used. Got it? These are the service models and the deployment models we have in cloud. Now, let us move to a very important part of our cloud administration, understanding the infrastructure of the AWS, the global infrastructure. Till now, we said like they have a lot of, servers available, they have huge storage available and blah, blah, blah. They have many things here, right? But where exactly are these, data centers available? Because whenever you connect to your cloud, first of all, what you have to do, you just need to connect to aws.amazon.com here. Then it will ask you to sign in. How to create an account, that I'll show you in the coming classes, hopefully in the Monday session. But as of now, just I need to sign in because I already have an account here. Okay, so see, once you sign in here, you're connected to the AWS global infrastructure. Global infrastructure means, whatever data center comes under AWS, all the data center comes under a global infrastructure. So in this global infrastructure, they have many data centers. They have many regions actually. See, as of now, I'm connected to Ohio. If you want to connect to Singapore, you can connect to Singapore. Or else I'm sitting in Hyderabad. If I want to connect to Hyderabad, I can connect to Hyderabad. If you want to connect to somewhere like say Paris, you can connect to Paris. So these are the things we have under AWS. So what we need to know here is once we connect to the AWS amazon.com, to which data center we need to connect. What are the things we need to consider before we connecting to the data center? I am sitting in Hyderabad. I may say Hyderabad data center is very near to me, so it is better for me to connect to the Hyderabad data center. But there are certain scenarios, there are certain cases where maybe I'm sitting in Hyderabad, but I need to connect to the data center which is running somewhere in Australia, let's say in Sydney. Sydney is around like say 12,000 or 15,000 kilometers from my place, Hyderabad. But why I'm connecting to Sydney? There are certain reasons that we need to understand here. Okay, so let us just go to this AWS global infrastructure and let us try to understand how they have divided the global infrastructure and how they are providing services from multiple locations. So once you go to Google and say AWS global infrastructure, you can see the first link. It is your amazon.com link. Just click on this global infrastructure. And now this is the global infrastructure, my friend. See here carefully. You can see some green color dots here. In India, we have 2 green color dots, and you can see some red color dots also. Isn't it? Now, the green color dots that you see here are the regions, the current working region. So what exactly is the meaning of region? What it says? There are totally 31 geographical regions around the world. 31 geographical regions mean 31 places from where AWS people are providing services. So region is referred to a city or a country. In most of the cases, region is referred to a city. If you go to India, just keep your cursor here. Can you see Hyderabad? And if you go to the other one, can you see Mumbai? So in India, Amazon people are providing services from 2 locations. These locations are all actually known as regions. So AWS people are providing services from 2 regions. One is in Mumbai, another one is in Hyderabad. So if I am working for a company that is from India actually, so what I can do, I can select maybe Mumbai or I can select maybe Hyderabad region. And in that particular region, I can run my applications. So this is your region. Okay, so we have 31 active regions as of now, working regions as of now, spread across the globe. So wherever you are located, you have some nearby region. See, if you go to a continent like Africa, Africa is indeed a very big continent. And can you see there is a region here, and that region is Cape Town region. South Africa, one of the country in Africa. So in that there is a city called Cape Town, and we have a region in Cape Town. Now, whenever you see the region, you will see one thing here, right? Launched in which year? Cape Town region is launched in the year 2020. If you go to Hyderabad, launched in the year 2022. Actually, at the end of 2022, they have launched this region. That means 6 to 8 months before they have launched the region. Before 8 months, Hyderabad region was not available for customers. I remember before COVID, actually, late 2019, we got the news in Hyderabad, like, AWS people have started working on a region. AWS people have decided to keep Hyderabad as one of the region for their services. It was a very big breaking news. And the infrastructure cost of that particular region was more than 20,000 crores. See, if you know the Indian currency, 20,000 crores Indian rupees is a very, healthy amount, right? So in 2019 or late 2019, they have decided, they have, launched the region, Hyderabad as a region, because, Hyderabad is a place where Hyderabad is considered as a IT hub, right? Bangalore is nearer to Hyderabad, Pune is nearer to Hyderabad, Chennai is near to Hyderabad. When I say near, some hundreds of kilometers. Okay, so it is nearer to Hyderabad. So they have selected Hyderabad as a region, and they have launched this region in the year 2022. So it took nearly 2 to 3 years for them to build that particular region. Okay, and they provided services from the year 2022. And if you go to Mumbai here, see, from 2016, only from 2016, they are providing services in a country like India. So just imagine, my friend, cloud has, taken some cloud has gathered some momentum from the year 2014-15 only. Before 14-15, cloud was not considered as a good option. People were, or companies were more happier with the VMware concept, the virtualization concept. Remember virtualization, instead of 400 servers, we can take only 4 servers and we can run our application. So that was a concept people were using, or companies were using till 2014-15. But from 2014-15, the services have increased in the cloud, and the security uh, has increased in the cloud. So slowly and steadily people started moving into cloud. And in 2014 and 16, at the time of 14 and 16 only, AWS people started many other regions because more demand was coming, so they need to provide these services, right? So in a country like India, from 2016 only they started providing the services. Okay, so we have Mumbai in 2016, we have Hyderabad in 2022. Now, by the end of 2030, or by the time we reach 2030, that is in next 6 to 7 years, maybe we can see at least 2 more regions in a country like India, because demand is increasing. Mumbai region and Hyderabad region cannot provide all the services. Demand is increasing. So if the demand is increasing, they will increase the number of regions. Okay, so regions are the geographical locations. From there, they are providing services. When you see the red color one, let us say Thailand. What it says, Thailand is coming soon. So if you go to your account, if you go to this regions option, you will not see Thailand option here. That is still not available. Thailand option is still not available. I remember till October 2022, September, October, this Hyderabad option also was not available. Okay, so they are still working on it. Working on it means what? They are making data centers there. Now listen, my friend, within a region, we have data centers. So what it says here, see, we have totally 31 geographical regions around the world, and there are totally 99 availability zone. Okay, let me make these things more easier for you. This is a very important part we need to understand, because we need to use our regions. We need to connect to the regions and we need to run our applications here. So when you say aws.amazon.com, here you are connected to the global infrastructure. So once you connect to the global infrastructure, you will see all the regions here. So what we need to do first, we need to select one of our region. Let us say I have selected Mumbai region. So region is a geographical place, right? Mumbai region. Now within this region, we have availability zone. So what is this availability zone? See, normally we call it as data centers. What we call it as? We call it as data centers, right? But in AWS, we call it as availability zone. So this is availability zone 1. This is availability zone 2. This is availability zone 3. So let us say this is your availability zone 2. And this is your availability zone 3. Remember, I showed you some data centers in our, I went to Google, right? Let me just go back to Google again. Whatever, data centers in AWS or wherever. Now, when you see this data center, this is actually one of your availability zone. What is this? This is one of your availability zone. This is a data center. So the rules they follow in AWS is, in every region, they have minimum 3 availability zone. They have minimum 3 data centers available in each region. Of course, they are separated from each other, at least some meters away, or at least some kilometers away, but they are separated from each other, because if there is some natural disaster happening, it can happen anytime, right? Anywhere, like suppose a country like Japan, a city like Tokyo, now here and there, every second week, every second month, we will hear a news from Japan, like there is some tsunami, or there are some floods, or there is some earthquake. So how they are maintaining the region in Japan? Japan is one of the very old region actually. See, from the year 2011 in Tokyo, they are providing services for last 12 years. So how they are providing services? They have selected the Tokyo as a place to provide these services because Tokyo, Japan is indeed a very, fast growing company. They have many companies, they need cloud services there. So they have selected Japan, and when they select Japan, they will select a place where they are safe from, like, something like tsunami or something like flood. So they will take a very high space, a place where it is like, above the sea level. Okay. And they will take 3 different places there. Okay. In Japan, we have totally 4 availability zones here. See, how many availability zones? There are totally 4. Minimum 3 will be there, and maximum it can go up to 4. That means in Tokyo, they are providing services from 4 different data centers, and each data center will look something like this from inside. One data center can be spread in a area that can cover more than 10 football grounds or more than 5 football grounds. That will be the size of the data center. Okay, so every region has data centers, multiple data centers. Minimum 3 data centers will be there in a region, or maximum it can go up to like 6 data centers. So these data centers, we call here it as availability zones. Now listen, my friend. These availability zones are connected with each other, first of all. In case if there is some problem in availability zone 1, let's say availability zone 1 is down for some reason, we still have availability zone 2 and availability zone 3 running there. So fault tolerance will be there. That is one thing. And the second thing is, whenever we are launching our resources, whenever we are launching our applications or running our applications, the first thing we have to do here is we have to select our region. Let's say Mumbai region, Tokyo region, whichever region you have selected, select your region. And then when you launch your application, let us say you are launching 100 applications. What is the best practice here? The best practice is, let's say 32 applications I'm launching here, 34 applications I'm launching here, and how much will be remaining? Again, another 34, right? Yeah. Another 34 applications I'm launching here. So I can just divide my applications in different data centers because I will get fault tolerance here. In case if availability zone 1 is down, still the other availability zones are running. So the other applications that are running in the other availability zones are still available. So this is the structure of AWS. This is the way AWS people are providing services. They have divided their infrastructure into regions. Okay, and every region has minimum 3 availability zone. So when we launch our resource, we need to select a region first, then within that region we need to select the availability zone. Got it? This is the way we have to select and we have to run our applications. Now every availability zone is connected with each other. Maybe imagine availability zone 1 and availability zone. The distance between these 2 availability zones can be, let's say, 10 kilometer. And the distance between availability zone and availability zone 3 can be 2 and 3 can be, let us say, 500 meters. That is possible. So availability zone and 1 and 2 are 10 kilometers apart, and they are connected by using a cable. Actually, they will be connected by using physical cables. And availability zone 2 and 3, they are only 500 meters apart from each other. So again, they are connected by using cables. So responsibility is with Amazon. They will maintain the availability zones. They will maintain the connections within the availability zone. Whatever infrastructure they have, they will maintain all the infrastructure. We just need to connect to the region, connect to the availability zone, and run our application there. Okay, so this is the best way in which they can provide these services to the users.
Is it regions? They are also connected with each other?
Exactly. Regions are also connected with each other by using cables. See, this is Cape Town. Cape Town is connected to Hyderabad. Hyderabad is connected to Mumbai. Mumbai is connected to somewhere in Gulf, somewhere in Europe, somewhere in North America, somewhere in South America, Australia, New Zealand, somewhere in Japan, China. All these places are indeed connected with a physical cable. And most of the cable is from Amazon only. They have their own cable. Internet connection is all about cable connection, my friend. And coming to this region, Amazon people have laid down their own cable, and they are, connecting all the regions with each other. In very few cases, they will use a common cable, the common internet cable. But in most of the cases, they have their own cable. See, for many people, digesting the availability zone 1 and availability zone 2, which is 10 kilometers, apart from each other, they are connected with cables. Digesting this particular 10 kilometers distance is a bit too difficult, right? Because normally people feel internet is coming through satellites and internet coming through wireless and all those things. 10 kilometers is nothing, my friend, for the internet cable connection. Internet cable connections are connected for some lakhs of miles. I'm sitting in Hyderabad. If I'm chatting with a person who is sitting in USA, I'm connected with that person by using a cable actually. Okay, in my home, in your home, there is a Wi-Fi router. So from my device, like mobile phone or from my laptop, till the Wi-Fi router, I'm wireless connected. But when you see your Wi-Fi router, there is a cable coming to the Wi-Fi router. That cable is connecting me to the rest of the world actually. So indeed, they are connected by using cables. Physical cables will be there, and there is something called fiber optic cables. So they use these fiber optic cables to make connection between different availability zones and different regions. We have undersea cable, we have underground cable. You might have seen this undersea cable, underground cable somewhere on internet. Let me just show you one brief images how these cables are there. See, this is a ship which is like, roaming somewhere in an ocean or a sea. And can you see this yellow color bundles here? Actually, these are the cables, and say they are laying down this cable. They just made a joint here. They cannot keep a cable, one cable with like say 10,000 miles distance, right? That's not possible. So they are just making a joint here, and again, they are laying down this cable. So as of now, I can say there are some hundreds of ships roaming on sea or maybe some ocean. And what is the responsibility of this ship? Just to lay down this cable, lay down this internet cable and connect all the different countries and continents. See, again, this is again a cable. So as I said, Amazon people have laid down their own cable connections. AT&T is another a very big company that is responsible for many of these cable between different cities and countries and continents. See, within India, Hyderabad and Mumbai, you know this very well, right? Between Hyderabad and Mumbai, there is no sea, but maybe there are some rivers, there are some forests, there are different, cities. So the cable is passing between under the ground between the cities and the towns and the rivers and the forest and all those things. So Hyderabad and Mumbai are also connected by using cable. Within Hyderabad, everyone is connected by using cable. So the cables are too big, my friend. There are too many cables available across the globe using which we are connecting to the internet. Okay, so 31 geographical regions and 99 availability zones. So why it is 99? Because in some regions there are 3 availability zones, in some regions there are up to 6. This is your North Virginia. Where is this? This one. This is in North Virginia region, which is in USA, and it was launched in the year 2006. In every company we say one is a head office and other are the branch office, or one is the main office. So AWS people, when they started providing cloud services, they started providing cloud services from this North Virginia region. This was their first region. Mumbai was not there. Delhi was, Hyderabad was not there. Tokyo was not there back in 2006. So it was only one place, that is North Virginia, from where they started providing services. Then slowly and steadily, they started adding many other regions. California, they added in 2009. See, this is Brazil, they added in 2011. But first was which one? 2016, North Virginia. Now, let us see on what basis we can decide like which region we can use. I'm sitting in Hyderabad. In a country like India, many people are working for a country like USA or a companies which are there in USA. Now it is 7 p.m. Many people will log off. So here it is day, there it is night. You know the timings and all these things, right? So suppose I'm sitting in Hyderabad and suppose I'm working for a bank which is there, suppose somewhere in, let's say, Australia. Okay, see, Melbourne region is launched in the year 2023. That means recently, maybe like 1 month before or 2 months before, Melbourne region was launched. Anyhow, suppose I'm sitting in as an administrator, I'm sitting in Hyderabad. This is my location. But I'm working for which company? I'm working for a company which is there in Australia. Now tell me, which region do I need to select? Do I need to go with like Hyderabad region, or can I go with like Sydney region? Remember, I am the administrator who is sitting in Hyderabad, but the company is there in Sydney. That means the customers or the users who are connecting to the application are there in Australia, right? So what should I do? Obviously, I'll go with Australia. I will select the Australia region and I will launch my application in the Australia region. Where administrator is sitting, it doesn't matter. Where are my users? Where are my customers? Where are my clients? My clients are located in Australia. So I will run my application in a region which is in Australia, which is near to Australia. I will select that region. This is one thing that we need to see. Where are our customers located? Got it? Now, the second thing that we need to see before we select a region is, see, blindly we are not selecting a region. Okay. So first thing we have already discussed what we need to see, where are the customers? And the second thing we need to see here is the services where they are available. What exactly is the meaning of services? See here, friends, if you go to this AWS, you can see regions here. All these are regions. And if you go to services here, you can see all these services here. AWS people, they are providing services on technologies that are related to satellites, technologies that are related to machine learning, okay, technologies that are related to Internet of Things, okay. We have something like blockchain. We have like many other services available here. But you know, my friend, whatever services you see here, these services, as of now, I'm connected to Ohio region here, right? But if I go to a region like say Hyderabad, I'm connected to Hyderabad now. That's it. This is a way we can shift or we can move from one region to another region. So right now I'm in Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, if I go to services, you may see most of the services which are looking similar here. Let us say satellite is here, okay, and machine learning is here, Internet of Things are here, and blockchain is here. Say these are the 4 services we have seen. So most of the services will be common in every region, or I can say 90% services are available in each region. But there are certain services which are not available in Hyderabad. There are certain services which are not available in, let us say, Melbourne. Melbourne is a very new region, right? So if you want to see, if you want to like, use a particular service from AWS, first of all, you should be very sure that that particular service is available in that particular region. So, if you want to take any service, that service will be available in North Virginia. Whenever they are adding a service, a new service, they will be adding that service in the North Virginia region first. They will add this service in North Virginia region, and then slowly and steadily they will add this service in other regions. So normally, if there is a new service coming in market or new technology, whatever you say, that particular service will be added in the North Virginia region, then it will be added in the other regions. So as of now, whatever services are available in North Virginia, same number of services are not available in Hyderabad for sure. Whatever services are available in North Virginia, same number of services are not available in Hyderabad. Okay, so we just need to make sure this service that we are trying to use from this AWS, that particular service is available in this region or not. Let me just see one thing here. Yeah, so that we need to see. So what are the things that we need to consider here, friends? Let me just write down here. The first thing here is services. I'll take a very simple example. A city like Hyderabad, maybe we have totally, let's say, 500 multi-speciality or super specialty hospitals. Multi-speciality or super specialty hospital means a place where, they will do treatment for different diseases or different things, right? That is a multi-specialty hospital. So imagine there are 500 hospitals in a city like Hyderabad. Now, there is a scan called MRI. I hope you heard this particular scan. We know X-rays, CT scan, and MRI scan. MRI scan is considered as a very high scan, right? Out of these 500 hospitals, how many hospitals are providing MRI service? So there will be few hospitals available who are offering this MRI service. Out of this 500, I can say maybe like 25 hospitals will be there which are providing this particular service. So if you go to a hospital where this particular MRI scan is not available, you know what doctor will do? Doctor will refer to a particular place and he will say, in our hospital, MRI scan is not available. So go to some other place and use this MRI service. This is what service is all about, right? So in cloud also, every service is not available in every region. So we need to say whether the service which we are using is available or not. And the second thing that we need to see here is latency. Remember, I told you where are my customers? I am sitting in Hyderabad, but my customers, my users are there in Australia. So I need to go and select the Australia region. So what is latency here? Latency means it is a time taken by the user to connect to the application and how much time the application is taking to respond. Like for example, I am saying hello here. When I say hello, what you do? You say hello. So now there is some, conversation started here. But suppose if I say hello, after 20 minutes, you are saying hello. That means there is a delay of 20 minutes here. Latency is actually delay. So if my users are there in Australia, and suppose if I'm running the application in Hyderabad, people from Australia can connect to my Hyderabad region. They can connect, but the latency will be in some milliseconds. I'm not talking about seconds here. I'm just talking about milliseconds. The difference or the latency will be is of milliseconds, and overall milliseconds are also considered as a delay. Users should not be delayed. Users should not take even milliseconds to connect to the application, or application should not take even milliseconds to respond. Now just imagine you said google.com and it took more than 2 seconds for google.com to respond. Now you may feel like your internet is not working properly, right? We are in 2023 now. Today, if the Google server is taking 2 seconds or 4 seconds, we consider that as a delay. We consider that as a slow internet connection. This is a time. So milliseconds are also considered as some delay. So what are the two things we need to see before we select our region? Just see the services, whether they are available or not, and see the latency, how much time it will take. To check the latency, actually, there is some tool here. There is some website where we can check the latency. Can I say AWS? Yeah, AWS latency test. Can I go with this? Yeah. See here, my friend. So if I just say perform test here, you can see regions latency test, and it is calculated in what? It is calculated in milliseconds. I am sitting in a city like Hyderabad, right? In Hyderabad, I have a region, Hyderabad region. So just wait for it. Now see here, it is providing the latency. Now see here, my friend. In Hyderabad, I am getting an answer in 15 milliseconds. Or if I connect to Cape Town, I will get a response in 272 milliseconds. If I connect to Sydney, I'll get a response in 262 milliseconds. Melbourne, 283 milliseconds. So what should I do now? I'll just try to go with my nearest data center, right? But again, where are my users? Where are my clients? That also we need to consider. So this is the way the latency can be tested, and we can, go and select a particular region there. I hope the concept is clear, how we can select a region. So go with the latency and go with the services if they're available or not. So see here, friends, Amazon global infrastructure contains regions. Within the regions, we have availability zones. So within availability zones, we need to run our applications. Okay, directly we are not running the application within the availability zone. We need to make our own private network here. It's a very big lengthy story that we will see in coming classes. But as of now, availability zone will be there. And availability zones are connected with each other using physical cables, as well as all the regions are connected with each other using physical cables. Now, one more thing. Out of 31 regions, that are available across the globe, we can access only 27 regions. Only 27 regions are allowed. The remaining 4 regions are there specially for the governments. As a normal user, we are not allowed to access those 4 regions. Let me just show you here. Yeah, see here. This is AWS Gov Cloud, which was launched in the year 2011. So if you go to your AWS console, this region will not be available there. This is, completely dedicated to the governments. So whatever, applications or services or the data the governments are storing, that will be stored in this particular regions. So although there are 31 regions available geographically, but out of 31 regions, how many regions are allowed? Only 27 regions are allowed. 4 regions are completely dedicated to the governments. Okay, and AWS people have not, disclosed anywhere like, how much they have in every region, how much resources they have in every region. They simply say like, what you need 10 TB storage, you need 200 servers, will provide you the complete storage and complete servers. Okay, so there is no need for me to worry like how much they have. What I need to decide, how much I need, that I have to decide. That's it. Fine. Now, there is one more thing that we need to see here. So we know region, we know availability zone. AZ means availability zone. So from today, we are not calling it as data center. We need to call it as availability zone. That's the technical name. Now we have something called edge location. Edge location is also a small availability zone, or a place where they have small data center. See, in a country like India, Mumbai and Hyderabad, if there are 2 regions available, I don't think this will be sufficient, my friend. Okay, I'll take a very simple example. This is example I take normally for everywhere. The example here is, if I go to a place, let's say there is something called D-Mart. In India, this particular D-Mart shopping mall is quite famous actually, where you can go and you can, do shopping for all the different things, groceries and clothing and whatever things. It's quite famous actually. So the place where I am living in India, in Hyderabad, the nearest D-Mart center to me is around 6 kilometers. How much? 6 kilometers. That is quite a distance in a city like Hyderabad, right? So I need to travel 6 kilometers to get something here. But my friend, D-Mart has provided an option now. What is the option? They have provided an option like edge location. Edge location. So what they said here is, listen, if you want to do some shopping, if you want to buy something, purchase something, just go to our online website, online application, or wherever, do the shopping. What we will do, we will deliver that to a particular edge location. Now, near my home, around 100 meters, actually, they have a small center where whatever I ordered from D-Mart, they will forward that particular thing to the nearest edge location. So what I can do, I can simply go to the nearest edge location, which is only 100 meters walkable distance, and I can collect that particular product that I have ordered there. This is your edge location. So this is a small place where they have some products. If you go to the main branch, they have many products, but if you go to small branch, they have, limited products available there. You can go and collect your product easily. So edge location here in AWS means, see, Mumbai is a region. Let's say Hyderabad is a region. Fine. Mumbai and Hyderabad, these are regions. But what about the companies which are working somewhere in Delhi and Noida? Noida is a place where there are many big companies, many big MNCs. It is also considered as one of the IT hub of India. So what about these companies actually? They need to connect to Mumbai or they need to connect to Hyderabad. So the difference will be in some milliseconds, but still they need to connect it. So what these AWS people have done here is they have kept a edge location somewhere near Delhi, a small data center somewhere near Delhi. See, small data center means it will be like some 1 acre or 2 acre actually. It will be like too big for us to imagine even, but still compared to a normal data center, it is a small data center. So what they do in the small data center, they will simply keep some server, they will keep the complete infrastructure. And what Noida people and Delhi people can do, instead of connecting to Mumbai or Hyderabad, they can connect to that edge location. So like this, we have some hundreds of edge locations, 31 regions, 99 availability zones, and there are some hundreds of edge locations available across the globe. See, they are simply expanding their infrastructure there. So they are giving every option for the users to use, to connect to their infrastructure and use their infrastructure. This is one of the reasons why AWS is so much likable and so famous across the globe. The competition is not, less. Say when the competitor is company like Microsoft and Amazon, IBM, if these are the competitors for you, just imagine how much competition is there, right? So AWS is still surviving for last 12, 13 years as the #1 cloud provider because they have, huge infrastructure available. They have better team available, which can make the infrastructure or run the infrastructure easily. And above all, they have many services available to offer. There are approximately 200 services available in AWS. How many? Approximately 200 services. The second is Microsoft, where there are approximately 50 services available, my friend. See, such a big difference here, right? So these are the reasons that will keep Amazon ahead compared to the other cloud providers. Fine. I hope you understood the global infrastructure, how it is designed. And it says 15 more availability zones in 5 more regions in Canada, Israel, Malaysia, New Zealand, and Thailand are coming. So see, this is what we have discussed. Benefits. What are the benefits of cloud? Security is one benefit. Availability is one benefit. Performance. What is security? We can provide better security for our data. There is no need for you to worry about data security. Okay, no one can say like the data which is there in cloud is 100% secure. But I can say one thing. The data which is there within your company is the data which is there in your company and the data which is there over the cloud. The data which is there over the cloud is more secure compared to the data which is there in your company. That is for sure. Availability, like, when was the last time did you face the problem in accessing your Gmail services? I don't remember actually when was the last time I faced the problem accessing my Gmail services. So cloud is also same 24/7, 365 days it is available. Okay, coming to performance, they have the latest infrastructure, they have the latest servers, latest storage. Maybe in our on-premise data center we don't have that latest information or that latest servers, but in cloud they have the latest hardware available, latest operating systems available, latest technology available. So performance wise there is no problem. Flexibility and scalability, there is absolutely no need for us to worry about like how much resources we need. Remember I told you they have huge resources available. It's up to me like how much resources I need, that much resources I have to take from them. So at any given time you can increase and decrease your resources. Scalability and flexibility are the two features which says at any given time you can increase and decrease your resources according to your requirement. And the last advantage that we have here is, so these are the benefits what AWS says. So the last benefit here is global footprint. What is the meaning of global footprint? Global footprint means you have just seen the map. You have just seen the global map here, right? Can you see any continent which is missing here? Okay, you may be thinking why there are this many, regions available so near to each other. But listen, my friend, these are the business centers. Europe and Europe's countries like, or cities like London, Paris, Madrid. These are like, big business centers, right? Okay. So obviously they need more resources there. A continent like South America, how many times you hear South America, some people are coming from IT sector. South America is famous majorly for football and some other things, right? Hardly we see anyone, let's say from India. How many times have you seen anyone moving from India to a country in South America, let's say Brazil or Argentina? People just try to go to a place like Canada, or a place like USA, right? Or maybe a place like Europe, or maybe somewhere like, Gulf, somewhere in Australia. So traditionally, South America and Africa continent is not that much famous for big business and big IT companies. Okay, so whenever there is a requirement, they will add a region there. So this is your global footprint. They have huge infrastructure spread across the globe. So there is absolutely no need for me to worry about the infrastructure, and there is absolutely no need to worry about what I need actually. Whatever I need, I can take and they will provide the services. But listen one thing, my friend. If you need, let us say 3 servers, you have to take 3 servers. Cloud may provide you 3,000 or 3 lakh servers also. There is no issue with them. They can provide you 3 lakh servers also. But if you take 3 lakh servers, then you have to pay money there, right? Everything is not free in cloud. So it's better you take the resources that you need from the cloud provider. Okay, so this is your global infrastructure. How to create an account and how to use the account, that I'll show you in the next session. So as of now, this will be like too much for us to go and have the discussion. And like I said, you from Monday, our sessions will be at 7 a.m. India Standard Time.
Is it going to be a same link or a separate link will be shared?
They will share the link hopefully with you. Maybe once you register for this course, they will share the link with you by tomorrow evening. In case if you're feeling difficulty in getting the link, please ping me on this mail ID. But if you register, they will share the link with you for sure. But still, I'll share my mail ID here.
And I'm trying to register, but facing some account related issues. So I was talking to the folks.
Okay. My keyboard is playing funny today. You can ping me on this mail ID in case if you're facing any difficulty in connecting to this session. Okay, so with this, we have covered all the basics that we need to cover. And from Monday, we'll see how to create an account on Monday. Then we will be more than ready to enter into the major topics of our cloud administration.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, so that's it for the day, friends. Thanks for joining. Any questions, Shiva?
Yeah, sir, can you please share this video and the previous class video as well?
Yeah, they already shared the videos, right? These videos are actually available on YouTube. So they will share a link with you about all these videos. So you can just go through.
There we can see only one video, so that's why.
No, all the videos are available, but still they will make a Google Drive actually. And in that Google Drive, they will add you and they will share all the recorded classes with you through the Google Drive from day 1 till the last day.
Okay, sir, fine.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, friends. So that's it for the day. Have a nice weekend and see you again on Monday at 7 a.m. India Standard Time. Thanks a lot, friends. Bye.